Rich Rising, how y'all feeling this morning? It's Tommy Bigg Vic. We back with another video. Today I am up. I'm in the lab, actually in the office. I'm sending out emails to drivers that were interested in driving for the company. So I'm just trying to get a few things handled. Got some meetings I have scheduled. Yeah, I just want to talk to y'all today. I always drop a gem, so stick around. Let's see. So if you didn't know this, you should know this by now. I'm not even trying to sound like the song right now, but if you didn't know this, you definitely should know this by now, that influence is the new currency. Attention is the new currency. And like this video right here is definitely gonna resonate with a lot of different creators or a lot of people that are looking to start YouTube channels. So this may not be a video for like people that's starting box truck businesses. I'm gonna just go ahead and let you know that now. But it still may be of interest to you if you're deciding like, man, should I get in this influencer space? Should I start a YouTube channel? Should I build my brand, through social media? So if that is you, then this video is definitely gonna resonate with you. I say influence is the new currency. By that, I pretty much mean that brands will definitely approach you as you start growing. Brands will want to basically advertise their services through your channel. Like I got an entire list of companies that have reached out to me to get in front of my audience, but some of the services and products do not align with my audience. So there's no need to bring that stuff to my platform, right? Hence, I basically ignore the emails or say, no, it doesn't align with my brand or my audience. So imagine this. Imagine you build an audience, you have influence, you have trust that you've built with your audience, and a company sees that and they want to come in and be able to offer their services in front of that audience. When I started years ago and I had a much smaller channel, not that I have this humongous channel now, but I was much smaller. Companies reached out then. It wasn't at the level that it is now with brands and how brands now, they notice the power of influence. Like I said, influence is now the new currency. When you come into this space knowing that already and you understand the value that you bring as a creator, as an influence, you no longer are looking for free software or free products. I know a lot of women's channels, they do these try on hauls, they get free things from these different companies and they try on their products, and they may have an affiliate link down below in the description box. That's great, but for someone like myself, I've done that with companies before, and the company actually benefits most times, depending on the structure of the program, the company benefits almost more than the influencer does, right? Depending on, especially if it's like a one-off type of situation versus you getting any back-end commissions or getting a percentage of if you guys are signing up for monthly subscriptions, so there's different ways that these deals are structured. But I've gotten to the point now to where I still get companies that reach out to me that want me to have their product or show their product to my audience. A lot of the products don't make sense. So I don't even bring a lot of that stuff that I get in my emails to my audience. I don't mention any of that stuff because I know what a mention can do for a business on my channel. If I mention something, that means I like it. That means I'm using it. And I feel like it'll be a benefit for you guys. And if I don't see that, I don't do it. Or if I get the service and I try it and I don't like it, I'm not telling my audience about it. It just makes sense because my name, my face means more to me than a product from a company or a service from a company. Because if it's horrible, you guys will be the first ones to let me know down in the comments after I mentioned it. And if it didn't work out for you, you guys are gonna say, yo, Bigg Vic told me about that. It was trash, I didn't like it, right? So I try my best to avoid that from happening with my audience. So when I'm partnering up with companies, or before I even take on a brand to become a partner with or get into a partnership with the brand, I make sure that that service is rock solid, A1. I also try to make, you know, more than likely try to make sure that the deal is beneficial for my audience, for myself, and for the brand, right? It all has to make sense. Brands, on the other hand, they can do one or two things. They can spend money on advertising, which they try and target their audience, right? So I want you guys to get this, especially if you're in this influencer space and you're looking at building your brand and you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, you're trying to grow any other platform. Getting free items, that may be cool for some of you guys. But I'm just at the point now to where I particularly don't care for free items. I don't care to mention something, then I gotta hope that I get paid from a company. Like that's not what I'm here to do, right? I can just jump in my truck, or I could just produce some music, or I can just, you know, do something completely different than bringing things to my audience that doesn't make sense, that's not gonna benefit you guys or benefit myself on the back end. You have to know the power of your influence once you start building it. Once you start building a brand, building a name, like I said, you're building trust with an audience, and that can quickly get broken, right? Especially if you're just taking on anything. And I don't think people, especially like people that are watching, like people that watch the channel, I don't think they really understand that side of this business, right? Being on the other side of this side of the camera right here, and what goes on behind the scenes and what you have to do on the back end. And especially when you start dealing with brands on a higher level, you got deadlines, you got certain things that you can and can't say about services. So you kind of like have to really structure it in a way to where you guys, it still feels natural coming from me. The brand can still get their message across to the audience. And it's just a lot of different factors, which is why you see a lot of creators have what they call brand burnout. You start getting with a lot of these brands, and it's just like some of the information that you have to put together for the brands, not that you become robotic, but it does start turning, it can start looking like more of a 9-to-5 to you versus you enjoying what you're doing, being creative, getting paid to, you know, mention a brand, things like that. Like all of that is great. Make no mistake about it. I've done some deals, and I'm in some deals now that are fantastic. Like I can't complain about it. I'm super grateful for some of the relationships and partnerships that I've been able to build through my platform, through YouTube more specifically, because I do Instagram, I do TikTok, but this YouTube is my main platform. Like if I had to select one platform, it would be YouTube over any of those platforms. Majority of my audience is here on this platform, on YouTube. I have a stronger audience and a stronger connection on this platform with you guys that are subscribed to the channel. Now, sometimes it flows and sometimes it doesn't with the content. Like just on the back end, I'm just kind of letting you guys know things that I deal with as a creator, as an influencer, just looking at several different opportunities. Like opportunities are coming at me almost weekly. Different opportunities. I probably get a different brand in my email once a week, right? Most of them I get to see, some of them I don't. Some of them I set up meetings with, and if it don't make sense, I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for my channel. A lot comes with this influencer YouTube thing, and then when I'm not on this channel, I have to run a whole business outside of this. Thankfully, a lot of the stuff that I do run within my business ties into the brands that I work with. So even when I'm not mentioning the brands, I'm still using their services faithfully. I can talk about their services with passion because I use those services every single day. Yeah, it gets tough sometimes. It gets tough sometimes. You know, and I know you guys will be like, man, how in the world is he able to run this company, create YouTube content, post all this stuff, and still run a successful business? My answer to that would be, I'm just hungry. Maybe I'm just a little hungrier than the average person that's doing this side of the thing, you know, doing this part of the business. But I'm hungry, and I love what I do. I was just talking to one of my mentees yesterday, and we were talking about equipment and gear and things like that. And it brought me back to when I went to a producer's house in New York years ago, like early 90s, well, late 90s. I went to a producer's house, and he had all this equipment in his room. And I was just like, man, one day I'm gonna have something similar, a similar setup like that, where I can just produce music from the crib, work with different artists, and you know, that be my living, that be my life. I won't have to go in and punch a clock or anything like that. So it's funny how the picture that I saw is similar to what I'm doing now, but not exactly. Like, I'm still able to do the music stuff. I'm still able to be in my creative space. And he was just like, bro, that feeling gotta be different. And I'm like, it is a different feeling. Like, I always feel like if I can't create, if I can't be in my space, then what am I here for? Like, I would feel stagnant if I'm not growing, if I'm not learning something new. If I'm not learning something new, I just feel like, what is the point? What good am I to anyone? How could I impart something new to my audience, or to anyone for that matter, if I'm not constantly learning and growing myself? Shout out to me turning 50 too. Shout out to the new OG. I just officially made it in the 50 club, y'all. And thank y'all for the happy birthday shout outs too. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for that. I should have started the video off with that. But shout out to y'all for the happy birthdays. Me being in my creative space is something that I've always wanted to do. Even if it was filmmaking, if it was producing music, if it was creating, you know, shooting music videos, working with artists. It was just all me being an artist and being creative, writing, whatever that picture looked like for me. I've been able to encompass a little bit of all of the things that I wanted to do just for, you know, for a living. And even if I never made it to multi-million status, I'm happy in the world that I've been able to create for myself, right? And eventually I will get to that destination that I'm looking to get to, right? I see that, I already see that, right? Working with brands, working with a lot of you guys, seeing people's businesses grow, people learning, people just getting super excited about the opportunity that they've been able to afford themselves now by getting started with, you know, buying a box truck and being able to scale up, and just learning the ins and outs of this business has been, for me, just such a blessing to even hear testimonials I get from different people about what this business has done for them. I was talking to my driver yesterday. He said, man, well, one of my mentees, we just completed a load out of New Mexico. We did a drop in New Mexico, and now we got a couple of loads going out to, we going to Indiana, then we got one going to PA. So I got a couple of partials on the truck that we were able to get up out of New Mexico. He said, bro, I never made this much money in my life before. He said, you don't understand. I said, oh, trust me, I understand. I was coming out of Cali with that bag. I was in the Midwest getting that bread. I was on the East Coast dropping free. Oh, trust me, I know how you feel, because I said the same thing. Like, to be able to put yourself in a position to where you came up kind of conditioned, but what our parents were doing was trying to give us structure by introducing us to, you know, college, the old traditional way, you know, go to school, get your education, go to college, you know, that route. And when you go and do that and you get the degree and you come out of there and you figure out, like, man, this is really not what I wanted to do. I really did this because I was trying to make moms happy. right? And show her that, okay, I am gonna finish this. So when you come out and you do all of those things, you realize like, man, like I'm a creative person. And when you're a creative person, a 9 to 5, a 9 to 5 is gonna knock the life out of you because you feel like, bro, I'm not growing here. I'm not learning anything. This is not the space that I like to be in. I feel confined. I would much rather make less money, but be in a career that I love, be around the people that speak the language that I speak, right? People that I'm more aligned with. That was the conversation me and him was having yesterday. Well, he and I was having, me and him. We were having yesterday. It always brings me back to my life and me learning and growing. I hope this thing is not all over the place, but I'm just having a conversation with you guys today. I hope y'all are enjoying it so far and learning something. So yeah, just being in that space, man, there's nothing like that feeling of just feeling free. Nothing like that feeling of being free. And then these 2 loads we got on the truck now, we got time to actually drop those off. So I'm like, bro, relax, do your 34-hour reset, enjoy it. Enjoy the time while you're out there, enjoy the scenery, get you some video footage, get you some footage for content. Just enjoy it. And he feels free now. He feels free. It's nothing like, bro, it's nothing like knowing that the money is there, the money is coming, and you're not having to be back at the job or, just that hamster wheel that you were accustomed to, trying to make people happy. At the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. You have to do what feels right for you. And that's what matters the most. I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you're looking at the space of box trucking and you're interested in getting in that space and you need to have a conversation, you want to kind of get a game plan together, here's a link. I'm gonna drop my link. I got a strategy session link, Calendly link that you can tap into with me there. If you're interested in enrolling in my Box Truck Freedom Academy, I'll drop the link down below in the description box where you can tap into that program. I teach you from A to Z how to run your business, how to start your business, basically everything. And you get to tap in with me on my monthly Zoom calls, my monthly Zoom Q&A calls with all the course members and mentees. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't get too long-winded because I can talk. That's why I like to write all my bullet points out and kind of so it keeps me on task. But for this one, I didn't do it. I just started flowing, getting some of this stuff off my mind onto video and into you guys' ears. All right, it's homie Bigg Vic TV. Always hustle, never stop growing. Till the next video. Let's go. Let's get it.